right, here we go. Woo!
Woo!
What is happening today?
We're so excited. Sorry, Dave, I didn't mean to yell.
You want to do the intro today?
No. I would like to do as least talking as possible.
You're going to do the most amount of talking
No,
as possible
no,
today. This
no.
is your team.
Janelle,
this is your
you
family.
are right next to me. You better get the yapping, little girl.
Are we good?
Yes.
You good?
I can't ready.
At all?
You're blocking.
Do I have to get very close to Carrick?
I can scoot over. There you go.
Here we go.
All right, everybody act like we like each other.
Close to Carrick.
Good.
Can you see everybody now?
Yeah.
Okay, Shawnise is in a good spot.
Shawnise, you better smile. I know that for sure.
Jeez. That might be pushing it.
All right, here we go. We good?
Hey, Christmas card. Here we go.
The red team Christmas card.
That's great.
Janelle,
guys
think of
good?
some questions that you
Right,
like
we
to
can
talk
start.
about.
Let's
Yes.
Think of anything.
We should have told you this beforehand.
Okay, I can give you one.
Coach, we got to start. We can't be
Yeah,
just
let's
giving out
start.
questions.
She's
Put
got
your
it.
phone away.
She's got it. Janelle's got it.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Hive podcast presented by the Shenandoah Red Team. Isaac Blue is to my left, and as you can see behind me, there are plenty of Red Team members on the executive board. Coach Blue, you want to introduce your team today?
No, I want them to actually introduce themselves. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
first,
guys.
Janelle.
Okay, I'll go first. I am president. I'm Janelle. Sorry. President, chair of operations, and I'm on the track team.
I'm Ainsley. I am the THO liaison, and I am on the women's lacrosse team.
I'm Juju. I'm the SAC liaison, and I'm on the women's lacrosse team as well.
I'm Shawnise. I'm chair of hurricane and planning, and I'm on the women's basketball team.
Woo!
I'm Kassidy. Sorry. I'm Kassidy. I'm social media, and I'm on the women's soccer team.
Plenty of different athletes to represent your squad today. You excited?
So excited.
Wait, I would also like to say we're missing our two football players, Key and Sean, our chair of recruitment.
Oh, Coach Key now.
Coach Key.
Shout out to
Coach
Coach
Key.
Key and Sean Perry, Baltimore, Maryland, cornerback for football.
Big win.
They had a big win, yeah. When this was
Very
recorded
proud.
a couple days ago, they beat Rhodes College. That was a great job. I'm pretty sure Sean had a pass break up in that game, so
You did?
should be proud to have him on your squad now.
Yeah. I guess. Wish he was here today.
So welcome to all of you guys. Glad to have you on the podcast. Obviously, Buck and Juju, you've been on here before. We had our women's lacrosse episode back last spring. So I guess for all of you, and I guess you can take turns or whoever wants to speak, but just sort of talk about why you joined the Red Team. Let's start off with that. Or what is important about the Red Team to you guys?
I feel like my freshman year, I didn't know anything about Red Team, and then sophomore year, I kind of heard about it, but I never joined. Junior year came, and I was like, let's just try it, and Blue told me the mission and everything, and I was like, this is what I want, especially like with athletics and the track team not being a whole lot of diversity and stuff. So I was like, okay, let's try it, and it has been like one of like the greatest things that I joined at Shenandoah, especially within athletics.
So this is like my fourth year being a part of Red, and when I joined back as a sophomore, I joined because I wanted to be more informed and educated about things going on around the athletic community on my school and campus, and I have definitely like learned a lot. And I just love being a part of the Red Team because of everything we do around like the Red Alert games, swarm games, fundraising, volunteering. All those things are really good also to just put on a resume. But it also helps you meet like all these amazing people around me. I wouldn't have met them if they didn't join Red.
Just like Ainsley said, I've been on Red Team for I think 4 years now. This is my fourth year. I joined with Ainsley just to meet new people and again get educated about things that I wasn't too informed of before. And it's a great way to just connect our campus and especially the athletes to form a community and do fun things that gets people out of their comfort zone and makes people have uncomfortable conversations and learn uncomfortable things that they wouldn't be aware of if they weren't surrounded by diversity and new people.
I joined Red Team to kind of help people become educated on the topics they aren't aware of, and also just to promote that diversity being a person that's a minority and going to PWI, it's important for people to realize that even though we're all different, we're the same at the end of the day. So just kind of bring people together who may look different, but and help them realize that they are actually kind of all the same, like once you get like under the surface.
I joined R.E.D. I'm a first year, so this is my first time here. I feel like I've always had a really big voice in trying to help people understand some of the struggles of, you know, being a person of color, being a minority, trying to help people understand that we can all learn, and the more that we learn, the better that we can get as a community. And I think it's really important to learn and to be willing to learn and to constantly be open to learning. So I think that's my main reason of why I joined R.E.D.
Awesome to hear from everybody. I have one specifically for Buck now, because you said you've been in it for 4 years, correct?
Man,
So sort of talk about, like, I remember hearing that, you know, COVID sort of made the red team sort of die down a little bit, right? Like, it wasn't as prominent as it was. And then obviously it got kind of revived after that. So talk about that process of, like, the revival of the red team and the job that Coach Blue has done with you guys to sort of get it to where it is now.
Right. So when I joined, I had never heard of Red Team before. But this was right when I think Deshaun Fox, our athletic director, had just started working at the school. I forgot his position. But he was working within athletics, and his name was kind of revolved around R.E.D. And I think just because of his past and who he is as a person, playing in the NFL, playing college football, it attracted a lot more athletes to come to a lot of events and have these roundtable discussions. Like, I got my entire team to come to one, and Deshaun led it, and it was very informative, just hearing about everyone's opinions and being able to, like, speak with each other. And I think that kind of got our name out. And, like, I think more athletes then started hearing about, oh, like, Red Team, and now we have, like, a lot more members, and the club has grown entirely, which is pretty amazing to see since I've been a part of it from pretty much the beginning until now. But yeah.
Yeah, and sort of, I guess, continuing on that, talk about, like I said, what, like, Coach Blue has been able to do in terms of, like, the revival and getting it to where it is today.
So we kind of wanted to start events that, like, could help us continue getting R.E.D. out there and, like, letting the community and athletic community know, like, who we are and that we're a club on campus and people should join because it's awesome. So we were kind of talking about fundraising ideas, and I know Lynchburg does these, like, Code Red games. So I kind of brought up the idea, like, oh, like, why don't we do something like that? Let's call it, like, Red Alert, and we'll, like, fundraise. We'll do a 50-50 raffle, and we'll get all athletes to come wear red. We'll give out some free T-shirts or ribbons, whatever. The athletes on who are playing in that game will wear ribbons and red or bows in their hair to kind of represent Red Team and everything we do. And then we had everyone in the club who wasn't playing out there also fundraising, and that just kind of had students coming up and seeing what Red was about. They'd buy a ticket, and that was kind of how we started getting our name out there, was these Red Alert games. And ever since then, like, I love them. I hope everybody else does. I think all the athletes enjoy having everyone else that's not a part of their sport or doesn't come to their games, like, come and join those games and watch. Like, it raises the attendance. It makes it more fun. It feels good for the athletes on the field to, like, feel wanted and, like, have people at their games. So, yeah. Yeah,
and sort of, I'm going to have him go back to Juju for this one, but one last one for, I guess, the two lacrosse girls back here. But you mentioned how you guys convince pretty much your entire team to come join. So talk about the importance of, you know, having that full support of your team for not only you two, but for the entire Red Team.
Yeah, I think when Coach Blue started, when he came on, he really wanted to make Red Team a community and wanted to make sure that all athletes were involved rather than just a couple teams or a couple people from each team. Like, he really wanted everyone to understand our message and understand what we were trying to do. So I think we did our best to get our entire team to just even come to one event or as many events as they can and just stay educated and be aware. And I think our coaches also do a great job of promoting Red Team and making sure that girls on our team are staying up to date on topics that are happening. With lacrosse not being a very diverse sport, our we want to make sure that we are staying educated and making sure that we do the best we can on our campus to stay involved with things, especially Red Team, with how important our message and the community we've built has been.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to move over to Kassidy now.
Here we go.
Because obviously, like you said, your first year here on campus, and I feel like it's pretty rare that you see a lot of first years in general join into like different like clubs or groups like this, right? Because they want to get acclimated to the school first. They want to fully determine if that's a school for them. But you saw this as an opportunity for you immediately. So sort of talk about kind of that process of you joining as a first year and sort of what you're looking forward to throughout your tenure at SU.
I mean, it all started when I walked into Coach Blue's office, and he really brought it up to me and like the goal, and I was straight up with him when I told him that I've always had a big voice with, you know, this topic and with like wanting to learn and wanting to help people learn and understand like my experiences, and like just overall I really wanted people to try and understand, like in the world that we live in now, it's very divided, I feel.
Yeah.
And I really like want people to come together. I want people to understand everyone's point of view, and everyone has their own opinions, and no opinion is wrong. However, there is ignorance, and there is a difference between ignorance and having an opinion, I feel. And I think that it's important for, once you get called out, once you're able to speak up and speak out about how you're feeling, about what you feel is right, you need to understand that some things that you feel is not applicable to how another person is going to feel, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't reach, if that makes sense. When I was I've always wanted to have this opportunity to speak out, and always wanted to help people learn. And with me, when I was in like middle school, I had the opportunity to talk to Virginia lawmakers about my experiences with racism in the state of Virginia, and I was able to help them understand. And I think it's important as a black girl in a PWI to help other people of color, help other black women, other black men, other Latina, Asian, whoever you are, purple, orange, whatever you are, to know that you're not alone, that you're seen, that you're heard.
Definitely, and I'm going to do one more for Shawnise before I hand it back over to Coach Blue. Let him chat with his team a little bit, get the cord all the way over. But like obviously, like we've said, like we've said for like multiple times now, like this is a PWI, and you are like the racial equity and diversity team at a PWI. So sort of talk about the importance of having multiple different, types of people on this team, right? Because it's not just black men, black women on this team, right? You've got people from all different sports, people from all different races on this team. And I feel like when people think about a team like this, they see it as sort of like a solely like black or minority-led type of group, which for in your guys' case or not. Sort of talk about that.
I think as far as R.E.D. and like having not it just be minorities or black individuals, like Ainsley and Juju, even though they are white individuals, they're still women and we are still considered minorities. So just having different groups of people involved that aren't just people of color is really important. And we all go through different struggles, no matter our skin color, no matter if we're a minority or not, and just bringing those to light and helping people learn that like it's not all sunshine and rainbows, and like everyone goes through different struggles, and that we can learn from our struggles, and that we can help people like kind of surpass those, and like kind of, I guess, not feel like that they have to like let those bring them down. And we can educate people on those, that when you see someone going through one of those things, you can like be a voice and help bring attention and say, hey, this is unfair, like this needs to change. And so just having different people and not just being a specific group of people is important, because everyone brings in a different perspective, and then you may introduce someone to a perspective they didn't even know about. So then now they have a whole new viewpoint on certain issues, and I just think that's really important, and like having people from different backgrounds involved.
Definitely.
I just want to say something as well. Like, it's also, like, I love that it's, like, a safe space to talk to. And like you said, like, you can get other point of views and different perspectives from other people that maybe, like, I didn't even think about. But, like, our roundtable discussions are so great because you get those other opinions and you get to hear other things and get more insight on topics, which make me more educated. And I just like that it's also a very safe space for everyone on campus as athletes to talk about these issues together.
Well, and I'll piggyback off that. I think the more you practice something, the easier it becomes. And I think that's kind of been my goal for these ladies, for us to continue to practice these conversations. I've tried not to, at least year one, make it so intense. I wanted it, and what I always say, for us to have fun, right? Because we can have fun talking about things that we don't know about or we can learn about. This year, I do want us to learn more. And it's so funny Juju said it. I need to do a better job of teaching, just so that we are aware when people ask questions, what is R.E.D. or what have you learned from R.E.D., right? We can use the buzzword race, but what does that mean in our setting at a PWI? So I think that's something that I want to be more intentional about, helping these ladies and young men really feel comfortable to educate somebody else when they go home to their neighborhoods, or when they talk to their friends on the phone, or they talk to their parents and they're like, oh, what's that red shirt you were wearing? Because it's an acronym. What is that? That they feel comfortable with saying it. But I am very proud right now listening to everyone talk. And Kassidy just got thrown in this, so she's
doing great back there.
Yeah, she's got a bright future as a first year, and hopefully, like, these ladies can lead her to feel even more comfortable about what she's talking about. So.
And on that topic, I have a question for you now, Coach.
Sure.
While obviously this year's theme is intentionality, so to talk about the importance of you building the staff that we have here, which people now see is an all-woman staff.
Yeah, the boys kind of left me hanging today. But it is so important. I always say that women are the strongest, toughest. They just know what they're doing, and I always try to figure out how to include them in when I'm thinking about what we need to get done. And Janelle is our president, obviously, so I'm leaning on her a ton to kind of tell me the things I don't know, and just as I'm getting older, the things that I'm out of touch with.
Some of the things that the kids are saying these days.
That the kids are saying, yep, absolutely. Like Aura, but we'll talk about Aura in a minute. But it is so important that I wanted to build a really good staff, and I think I have. I'm sad that we're losing a lot of them. Shawnise knows the date to graduation, so she can't wait to leave me.
She's been counting down back there.
But they've done a great job, and I know I've gotten on their nerves a ton because I'm always on them, just about following through and communication, and I know that's just another thing I got to add to their books because they're student athletes first.
Yep.
So, but hopefully I can say when they walk away that they've learned that I've been intentional with them. So that's my goal. But yes, I have amazing staff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You've done a great job narrating this, so if you could just keep going.
I think it's your turn now, Coach.
That would just be great.
I think you're up. I think you've had questions that you've been ready to ask as well.
Well, my first question is for Janelle. Janelle, how is your experience as president? Because as you said, this has been, what did you say, the greatest time you've had at SU being a part of R.E.D.?
That is what I said.
So how do you feel? How do you feel like your leadership has grown as president?
You definitely have pushed me to places that I never thought I would go. Last year with Shamira being here too, y'all two together, it was like if you weren't pushing me, she was. If she wasn't pushing me, you were. But I mean, it's been great. I feel like a lot of times you need someone to push you, or else like you're not gonna know that you can go to those links. So, I mean, it's grown me, and not just like being a leader, but just like as a person, as an athlete, as a student. It's been great. And I mean, the board has been great too. We didn't pick anybody bad, so that's also helped being president. But I mean, you have gotten on me. We went back and forth before on things, but it's been great. Like we know how each other thinks now. So now we're like, okay, we need to get this done and stuff. But yeah, like I've grown so much
just from Red, and like I'll forever be thankful for it.
Kind words towards you, Coach Blue.
So nice.
Coach Blue choking up a little bit.
That was so nice. And to our old heads back here, they've been apart for they've been apart for 4 years. I didn't know it was 4 years.
Okay.
4 years.
All right.
That's amazing.
At least I'm not the oldest one here.
4 years though?
What? Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah. Still going.
Okay, so what's some? I probably know this answer, but what is the best thing you like about being a part of Red?
Probably like the people I've met. I feel like I've made new relationships outside of my own sports team. Like I met Sean and Keyshawn from football. I met Coach Blue from men's basketball.
There we go.
I met a bunch of his players, track and field. I mean, women's basketball, I was always tight with them, but always good to see them. And then women's soccer, I'm close with them too, but I feel like I've just, wrestling comes, more male track, whatever. They all, just meeting so many new people that I really like about that. And I think I've like made a lot of new friends, and all these people are just awesome to work with, and we always have fun, like Coach Blue said.
Yeah, I just like having fun. I'm just here to have fun, and I think we have a lot of fun at our events when everybody shows up and it's fun. And I like how Coach Blue
Yeah,
so show up or else we'll be mad. I like how Coach Blue just pushes all of us to be the best versions of ourselves, and even though we're not his players, like we really choose that he tells us what to do, not in a bad way, but
it's okay.
Like he tells us what to do, and we know that that's what we need to do in order to be successful. And I think we've benefited so much from that. And sometimes in the beginning we were like, Coach Blue, why? But now we see why we have to do the things that we do. And I think just the involvement from the rest of campus just shows how important this subject is and how important this club is. And I just think it's going to grow from here. And I'm so glad that I've gotten to be a part of it for these past 4 years and watch it grow.
And that was a great answer. Thank you. And who was it? Roundtables for you, or was he? I don't remember.
Both. What do you mean?
Wait, what did you say?
I mean, that was something like when I asked you, what can we do better? And you said, I want more roundtables. That was important for me.
Yeah. Because that was like one of the biggest things Deshaun did was have these roundtable discussions, and that to me is how like we got a lot of new members around there. And when you asked me what we could do better, I said I want to bring back those roundtable discussions, because I think discussing those topics, and I mean majority of the time we were laughing, and we were maybe we only had like the serious talk for like 20 minutes, but it was all like lighthearted stuff, and it was good. Like they were enjoyable. It wasn't like an hour long and we're like the vibes were low.
Yeah.
The vibes were certainly not low. They were always high. But we were able to like talk about important topics, and I was able to like learn more things about what was going on and get other viewpoints from other students and hear their concerns. So yeah, that was a thing I loved that we brought back.
Yeah, and I want to touch on that. I think during that time was 2020, right?
Mm-hmm.
2021. So obviously COVID exacerbated a lot of the social injustice. There was a lot of time, and there were a lot of issues that were, I mean, it was just a really crucial time for our country. And I'm not saying that it is tougher now, because obviously we got to talk about Tariq Hill and we got to talk about that incident. It was just so important that you made people feel uncomfortable in those times, because during COVID you were in the house and you had time. You weren't working, and if you were working, it was virtual. So to sit back, especially as a majority, and start to really look within yourself and start to figure out, okay, what is this person that I go to work with every day that might not look like me? What do they go through, and what do they struggle with? So all that to say is, what that looks like in college is you go to a PWI, right? And we are all student athletes, but what does that look like for them? What is their experience, right? And we've heard that experience word. So it is just, and my theme last year again for us was to have fun, because it has just been so hard for me to try to figure out how to bring these conversations up for us, because it is not as prevalent right now 4 years later. It still is, but that's, I think, the beauty of R.E.D. is that we have to keep pushing that and fighting that fight, because it's just not happening just as often, and that's a really good thing. But we can't just keep, I guess we can't just put it on the back burner because it's not happening. So you guys don't know this, but I appreciate that conversation we had last year, because that made me remember, like, this is why we're doing it. And if it is to make some people feel uncomfortable, it's just what it is, right? Hopefully they're getting educated when we walk out of here. Or you just feel very uncomfortable when you leave, but at least you got something out of it. So I just want to tell you I really appreciate that. Yeah. Shawnise, I can't wait to hear your answer on your experience with R.E.D. Can I just say, you are quiet, but people don't know, when you start talking, you talk. You talk, right? And that's out of love, because I love you. You talk, so it's so funny. I'm like, oh, Shawnise is so quiet. I said, okay, until she starts talking to you. Then she will tell you how she feels, to the point. She's straightforward. So that was all just to give you a precursor for you to just talk about your experience.
Time to talk.
It's time to talk, lady.
Time to talk. Get yapping.
My experience to R.E.D., I came in and, like Janelle, I didn't really know what it was. And, like, I heard about it here and there, and I had another teammate that was involved. And she's like, oh, you should come to this. And it kind of, like, I didn't really know what it was. So I was like, maybe I'll go, maybe I won't. I didn't go to a lot of meetings or events or things that they did. And then finally I was just like, I have some time, I'm going to go check it out and see what it's about. And, like, after going and, like, seeing what the club was and, like, what the purpose was, I was like, oh, this is something I'm, like, really interested in. And I think it's something really important, and, like, I talk about it a lot with, like, other people, and just people I know, but I feel like it would be good to, like, talk about it with other people who maybe don't know and just get them educated. So I've had a really good experience. It's definitely pushed me out of my comfort zone. Public speaking, not really my thing.
You hate it.
So I do hate it. So being there, it's pushed me to just kind of grow and be more vocal, and not just stay in the shadows. And then it's also, like, taught me balance and just being responsible and staying on top of stuff, because, like, I do a lot of stuff for the club and, like, helping run our events. So learning to be able to, like, make sure I've done that stuff on top of balancing my other day-to-day stuff. So I've had a really good positive experience with it, and I've definitely, like, learned some things that I'll definitely carry on, like, into grad school and just when I get out into the workforce. So I'm really thankful for, like, the opportunity and, like, being involved and, like, the push that I got from Coach Bill and Shamira.
Yeah, and I do think, Shawnise, that when you have such long days, and I know your major, I do think that you struggle when you first get to things, but then you realize, all right, I really like this, and I'm locked in, and I can see your, like, change your mind, like, I can see your facial expressions change. So that just brings me joy every day, too, because I know, like, you can just, like, block out everything that's been going on, long days. I know you have long days. And so you just figured out, and I think that just brings me joy, and I'm like, oh, that keeps me going. So something I just want to give you a little motivation.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate it, too.
Kassidy, the first year. Congrats on that win, by the way. Do I have to give you this mic? So, all right. We've spent a lot of time together in the last couple weeks, and I know you said social media, but I have a ton of plans for you, and because I think that at your age to feel so comfortable to voice your opinion, and to be a part of our first roundtable next month, which will be there, what is something that you really want to get out of your experience with R.E.D. In your 4 years here?
I think I'm excited I'm looking forward to hearing everyone's their experiences and everyone else's opinions on things. Oh, sorry.
Here.
I think I always love hearing, like, I've always been a big yapper, I guess, and I've always loved to debate, but, like, hear opposing opinions and then think about my own opinion and be like, do I need to switch it, or, like, is that opinion just a little off? I think it's important I'm excited because I've never really had anything like this. I've never really had, like, a really big group setting to where I can speak on something like this. My high school was a PWI, so that as well, I feel my experiences from high school I can bring into that as well. Yeah.
I love that. Thank you for being a part.
Thank you for having me.
All right, back to you, Janelle. We're not going to go long, I promise, because we're going to finish up. Our core values, which I know you know. What?
Let me know if you need to phone a friend.
Do we need to review them real quick?
No, we're not, because they should know them.
They should.
Oh,
we got
know 'em.
20 push-ups if we don't know them after.
Ooh. It'll be on camera,
You
too.
put me on the spot, like just made them
No,
go out my mind.
no. Just made you forget them that quick.
It's like Janelle's doing push-ups. Looks like Janelle's doing push-ups.
Yes, she is. Out of our core values, which one is you feel really hits home for you? Like, what's something that you're like, man, that like when we came up with those with Chelsea Hester, like that was just something that I'm gonna run with and I'm always gonna remember.
I would say inclusivity. I feel like within athletics, it's a lot of sport will hang out with sport, so you don't really get a lot of hang out with others. Like before this, I didn't know anybody on the lacrosse team, and now every time I see Juju and HHH, like, hey girl, like every time we go down the steps. But yeah, that one, just basically like what Kassidy was saying, like hearing other people's opinions and their like aspects of things and seeing how it relates to you or how it doesn't relate to you, but also just knowing that everyone isn't going to have the same opinion and that's okay, and to just talk about it. But definitely inclusivity, just having us all be together and trying new things together, stepping out of our comfort zone. I feel like that one was the one.
There we go. You were ready. You were prepared.
It's your turn.
To you. But
For me, I would say intentionality. I think if you're like, we all have the same intentions, and if we didn't, like that drive and like just showing up every day and like having a purpose to like make our campus a better place and our athletic community a better place, like there would be nothing without our intentionality. So that's my word.
God.
come on, Ju.
I would also say intentionality. I think as athletes, we want to push ourselves to be the best we can, and we're intentional with everything that we do, including like time management, school, being what's happening? Being a student athlete, you just have to be intentional with your time and what you're putting your effort into. And I think that everyone who's involved in R.E.D. is putting their intentions into something bigger than themselves, and I think that's really important. So yeah.
I would say for me, inclusivity, since like the whole purpose of R.E.D. and one of the big reasons I joined R.E.D. is to make the school and like not just athletics, but everyone like surrounding athletics like come together. Like that's a big thing, and I think that a lot of people are divided for dumb reasons, and if we just put those dumb reasons aside and realize that at the end of the day, we're all people and we have a lot more in common than what we think. Like, we could really be good friends and just make this campus a better place. So I think inclusivity is like really the one that stands out to me the most.
I feel like all three of them kind of working together, but I would say mindfulness is a really big one, because I feel like for you to be able to hear other people's opinions, you have to be able to like sit down and listen. So I feel like being able to try and understand other people's opinions, other people's experiences without your own, like everyone has subconscious bias, and I think that it's important to really nip that in the bud when you realize it and understand that not everyone is gonna have the same, like Janelle said, not everyone's gonna have the same opinion as you, so being mindful about like everything. But yeah.
Carrick, you can answer this.
You want me to answer it too?
Sure.
I think intentionality really fits in with the job that I do, because I have the luxury of showing off every athlete pretty much on campus. especially these 4 back here, I get to quite often because they're all very good athletes.
What? I'm not back there. What about me?
I mean, like, I pointed around. What do you mean?
You're All-American.
I pointed all around. You're included. Don't worry.
No, your turn. Sorry, guys.
Come on, Bob. But no, I mean, like,
Full sprint.
Look at his
What?
you're gonna, yeah.
Sprint, you versus Janelle.
Oh.
We'll see at the student staff game.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shawnise.
She said some, not how much.
Be your own people.
Be your own people.
Your own people.
I'm sorry, Carrick. You can keep going.
No, you're good.
Yes.
This is literally the podcast. We never stay on topic. Come on. But no, I mean, like, I just get so many different outlets to show off the athletes in so many different ways. Like, we're sitting here on a podcast right now, right? Being able to show off. There's a soccer player trying to get in for the workouts.
The beauty of visuals.
Yep. I don't even know if you can see him. You probably can't. Yeah, exactly. But no, we made the podcast. You know, I've revamped the program to show off more people. I'm trying to add more videos to show off more people. Just like different ways to put faces to names and like have more of them be highlighted. Because I mean, like, it's so often that you see like parents. Like, I got so many parents of athletes that follow me on Instagram because I post them in so many different ways. It's funny.
Do you have a blue check yet?
I don't know.
You should be verified.
You think so? Yeah. Should I apply to be? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if my following's big enough yet.
Drop the Instagram.
Everyone
Drop the
follow.
Instagram. Carrick.
Yeah, drop it.
At KJack_SU.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
There we go.
Put it right there.
Follow him or else.
We'll
I'm
get
pretty
you
sure
that.
everybody that watches this probably already
On
follows
the
me
road to
anyway.
get the blue
But
check.
Oh.
If you don't follow Carrick, what are you doing?
anything better, to be honest. No. But yeah, no, I think intentionality is probably the one that resonates with me the most.
That is great. I knew you were going to say that, though.
Yeah.
So I just was kind of...
We've talked about it in earlier
Yeah,
episodes.
just kind of teeing you off for that.
Yeah.
Well, this has been great. I hope everyone enjoyed this. This is a kind of almost like a little mini.
Yeah.
But this was good. I know they don't want to spend that much time with me because I'm going to see them on Wednesday. Is there anything, last words, though? We have some stuff coming up. Something big on Monday. Something big next month, right? Is there anything we want to kind of put out there before we go?
Is this my camera? Okay.
Hold on. I'm going to give this girl the mic because she wants to talk.
No.
Yeah.
That's
Hold
why I
it.
said go to
Yeah, but you can hold it.
Oh, we're going all the way back here. Why don't I just give her mine?
Here. What am I supposed to say? Here, I got it.
We have a student staff game coming up. I'm on the student team. Pull up, watch me pull up and throw up some threes. Shawnise, I'm coming for your spot.
September 30th.
Watch you do what?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. AEC student staff game. Be there.
I'll splash some threes for sure.
I'll be cheering really loud.
Okay. Next month we're doing.
We will have a roundtable next month. The date is TBD.
So we're so excited to bring back our roundtables.
Woo!
What is RSU? I don't know.
Follow SU Hornets Red. Maybe we can get tagged. And our TikTok.
Oh, yeah,
I'm figuring
TikTok.
that out.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait for our first TikTok for you to be in it. We do?
I already posted it. Okay.
I didn't.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
They don't like when I do this. Thank you so much, ladies. This has been great.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Carrie.